Welcome back to the Boot Tragedies, man. Today we're going to talk about the sophomores on the Saints roster. I know we've been spending a lot of time talking about the rookies, the new signings, and all of those things, but we can't forget those sophomores, man. These guys will be in year two after a pretty good draft. Last year in 2021, these guys are definitely going to be on watch next year, man. Year two is a very important year, and we're going to start with no other than the first round pick, Payton Turner. Obviously, man, he had an injury-filled year one. Started the year injured, played a couple games, was injured again. But, if you remember that Carolina-Panthers game, man, he was absolutely a stud that game. I'm actually going to do a film review on him probably later, so probably Sunday, Monday, something like that, man. But he did play well when he was there. Year two, he just has to show that he can stay healthy, get improvement, man. When he first got drafted, I was the first one to say, man, he's probably Cam Jordan's replacement. Don't know how long Cam Jordan has left, but this guy, was drafted to kind of replace him maybe in a year or two or three. Cam Jordan still has a couple years left, in them legs, so we'll see how that goes, but he does need to show improvement, does need to be healthy. Up next, man, no other than Pete Warner, who was one of the better rookies out of this class. All the rookies played well, to be honest, when they got out there. But Pete Warner, man, he played really well. Didn't start last year, which is a second-round pick, man. You're expecting those guys to probably come in and start because you're kind of, drafting on needs. But the Saints did re-sign Quan as well after he came off that Achilles injury. He basically ended up winning that job. He played well. DeMario played well. So Pete Warner, wasn't a full-time starter, but when he was out there, he was an absolute beast, man. If you haven't watched that video I did on him, please go watch that. He played well. There's not too many, bad things I can say about him. He just has to keep showing improvement, keep doing things well. He's definitely going to go into the season or into training camp as the guy starting next to DeMario Davis. We'll see how they end up playing out, but he had a very good rookie season, and I'm expecting him to build on that. Next up, Paulson Adebo, man. He's probably the biggest question mark on this list just because he had such an up and down rookie year, man. He was elite at times. He looked like a rookie at times. I'm not going to say he lost us any games last year, but that Giants game, I remember off the top of my head, was pretty bad. But, man, Adebo, he's going to have an interesting year because he's going to have a lot of competition this season. Last year, not so much. But this year, obviously, you have Lattimore, who's going to be cornerback one. He's going to be on whatever side of the ball he wants to be on, following the best receiver. But we got some new guys into the mix, man. Obviously, Roby came back. Gardner Johnson's going to be in your slot. But the Saints drafting Alontae Taylor is very weird to me because you just drafted a cornerback in the third round. Now you draft one in the second round, which means you're investing even more, of a higher pick into a cornerback. I'm not sure that's going to affect the Adebo at all, but to draft a guy in the second round, man, that's not just a guy that you bring in to not play. A second round pick is a very high draft pick to use on somebody. So we'll see how that plays out. He definitely is going to be in the driver's seat, mini camp, training camp, all of those things that he's probably going to start off as cornerback too, but he has to play well. That's the good thing is he has to play well because there's going to be guys ready to get on that field, ready to play cornerback if he's not performing, to the best of his abilities. So, like I said, competition is going to bring out the best in people, so he needs to play well. Next up, man, we got Ian Book, quarterback. I'm not going to spend too much time on him. Obviously, he had to play that game against the Dolphins like Monday Night Football. It was messed up, man. NFL should not have the Saints out there that night. We were missing so many players, coaches, and stuff due to COVID, due to injury. Just a bad night for him to get his first career NFL start. Kind of set him up, threw him to the wolves. And honestly, we really just don't know. We didn't get too much on him last year because he didn't play. He's probably not going to play again this year. Maybe that was a Sean Payton project. Maybe it wasn't. Who knows what it's going to be. The Saints obviously felt they needed another backup quarterback because they brought Andy Dalton in, so they don't think he's ready to do that. So, hey, we'll just wait and see with him again. I'm sure he's going to be around the team, practice squad, all of those things, but we have no idea on Ian Book at this moment. Then we go to Landon Young, man, who's probably the biggest surprise, on this list of draft picks. He had to play a lot last year just because of the injuries to the Saints team. He had to get out there. He had to play. He performed well. He performed his best as I thought. When I first watched this film, I said he couldn't touch the field at least for a year or two because he was going to be a project. But the football guys went to work, and he had to play year one, and he played well, man. I was proud of how he played, man. One of the bright spots in the team is how well that offensive line performed, when the top guys went out due to injury. So he's going to come back in. Not sure if he's going to play this year just because we got Penning in the first round and things like that. Hopefully guys are healthy. If we never see him, that means it's a good thing. I mean, guys are playing well. Guys are healthy. But If we have to play him, I feel very comfortable, in that situation if that arises. And last but not least, Kawhi Baker, man, receiver. This is crazy to me because the Saints receivers were absolutely awful last year, and he did not get to play. I'm not sure what the hell was going on with Kawhi Baker last year. And usually, a 6th-round pick, I'm not expecting him to play much. I'm not even expecting him to make the team. But the Saints receivers were so bad last year, I was 100% sure we were going to see him play. But I'm going to kind of blame that on Sean Payton. Obviously, he was in love with the receivers on that roster for some reason. They were not producing. They were not playing well, and this guy never got a chance to play. So maybe it'll change with the new coaching, man. Maybe he's going to get another chance to show what he can do, but I definitely expected to see him last year. Didn't get to see him at all, so I have honestly no comment on what I think he can improve on, do, or what, because he just didn't get the opportunity to play. If you look at his stats from last year, because I tried to pull him up, because maybe I missed something, the man had one tackle. That was his stats for a receiver. One tackle on special teams. So, yeah, man, that'll wrap it up, man. That's the draft from 2021 sophomore class. Actually shaping up to be one of the better classes the Saints have had. So, this is going to be a real good class for the Saints, in the future. But year 2, man, these guys, they have to make improvements year 2. Do not go the Cesar Ruiz route and go backwards. We all need to move forward. But that's it, man. That's the draft class. Let me know what y'all think about them. In the comments below, man. Year 2, what y'all would like to see from these guys, improvements-wise, playing time-wise, or whatever. And as always, this the Boot Tragedies, and I'm out.